We might title this particular segment, People Like You, People Like Me. Remember that hit song, of course. Everything's a melody to me, you know. As a singer myself, you may be shocked by that, but I've got so many songs in my head. Do you wake up with songs in your head, by the way? You know, every day, I don't know where they come from, you know, I'm not thinking about that particular artist or something, but suddenly a song pops in your head. What's yours today? Yeah, well, don't be shy, just share it, yes. Well, it doesn't matter if it's Tie a Yellow Ribbon, does it? That's a cracking song. I love that one. Yes, Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep, not so keen on. But nonetheless, a good sing-along song. We'll have a quick wave. Morning, nice to see you. Yes, people like you, people like me. Some might say, of course, that Meghan Markle used to be one of the people that people liked. But now, here's the true story behind the scenes of how, as they celebrate their big issue, well, suddenly things are not working out in her favour. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you, so we're daft, aren't we? It's good to be daft though, isn't it, as the famous say. Nothing wrong with being silly. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, listen, here's the thing. When you're doing a big magazine, you know, and you're celebrating so many years on the stands, just the fact that you're surviving in this digital age, because, you know, you see so many magazines going to pot now, don't you? You kind of think, well, what happened to them, you know? What I find fascinating in particular is the fact that obviously this magazine, People, has been very, well, shall we say, nice towards Meghan and Harry, using them for front covers ever since, of course, you know, they came onto the scene. They were very keen to make sure that they made sure that they were on their side. And as many have suggested, Meghan had a hotline to those individuals, inviting them on their tours, going behind the scenes, that sort of stuff. But it's all about one thing, you see. It truly is about one thing in the world of publishing. Can you shift magazines? If you put a certain individual on the cover, will people pick it up and buy it? Now, what happened in America was fascinating because literally, this is how it does work. There was a resurgence for Catherine, the Princess of Wales, once you put her on the front covers, naturally because of all the news that she had earlier this year. And she broke quite a lot of sales barriers, particularly if you remember the ridiculous debacle over the photoshopping thing. That was a big seller for People, right? But what's happened over the last few months at least is whenever they use Meghan and Harry, as ever we have to say allegedly, not as popular, sort of going down the pan a little bit. And this is because some people might say apathy and the fact that the story flip-flops around. So in this celebration reel from People magazine, which shows various celebrities, including her chum Oprah Winfrey, waving and suggesting it's marvellous to be part of their family, all sycophantic of course, simply because they just want continued good press coverage. Even Jennifer Aniston, you know, people like that. Well, where's Meghan and Harry? You would have thought, given the fact that they've given so many free exclusives and been paid allegedly by them also, well, consequently, you would think, where are they? Yes, some people are suggesting they've been replaced by a corgi. The true story is this: the editor is fuming, and fuming by the fact that Meghan and Harry dashed off to Us Weekly magazine, and their former editor from their magazine, who's now the editor of Us Weekly. Bitter rivals, tabloid stories. The sort of tabloids, of course, that Harry and Meghan go on and on and on about, being disingenuous and being unkind. They're running to them. They're not running to save the world, they're running with their stories. Now they've got a new chum. The problem is the editor of Us Weekly will find equally that if they don't get sales on their front cover, then he'll have to fall out of favour with them too. And this is where it gets tricky, because if you add in things like The Cut, if you add in things like Vogue, all of those other publications that Meghan has sifted through, one might suggest it's becoming very thin to make sure that people like you want to see people like her. You like that? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.